Fellas, what is going on today, fellas? So for today's video, I wanted to give you just a nice little informational video and just advice to help your guys' teams. So this is what my team looks like, and basically the premise of this video is helping you guys figure out like what mistakes to avoid when constructing a god squad, I guess you can say. So this is what my team looks like. I already debuted this in my lineup update video, but for those who didn't see that, we got Magic, Kobe, Tracy, KG, Hakeem. Over the bench we got Ben, DeMar, Kevin Durant, Dave Cowens, and Chris Bosh. And then we've got Bob Pettit, Dave Robinson, and Harden, who don't get too many minutes. So basically, I do feel like this is one of the better no money spent teams. There are people who do have better teams than I. But my main focus really isn't building the best team, but in constructing a good team, I know what to do, and I'm going to tell you guys what mistakes to avoid. Okay, so first off, what I want to talk about is just the heights that you guys should be running, right? The heights of the players that you guys have. So you can see in my starting lineup, there's not one person who's under 6'6" here. So if you really want to construct the best team possible, you need taller players. That's just the meta of the game, and you just need taller players. So that's why I have Magic and Ben as my point guards. Do not run anybody as a point guard. If you really want a great team, you should not be running anybody as a point guard who's under 6'5". That is what I would say. So you can run Luka, Oscar, Ben, Magic. There's tons of guys you can run at. Lonzo. Like, there's tons of tall point guards in this game at this point, so you can run all of those guys, and some of them are better than others. But don't run anybody who's under 6'5", okay? Because you're just gonna get, for the most part, abused if you have somebody who's under 6'5" at the point guard, because these guys are great in the post. Magic is great in the post. Ben is great in the post. A lot of these point guards nowadays are great in the post, and they're just gonna abuse you in the paint, whether you're playing unlimited or whatever it is you're playing, and it'll be all she wrote from there. So don't run anybody who's under 6'5" at the point guard. I mean, if you don't really care about building the god squad, then you can run somebody who's under 6'5". In that case, I wouldn't run anybody who's under 6'3" at the point guard. If you're really not like so concerned with building a god squad, you just want to build a nice solid team, don't run anybody who's under 6'3". But if you really want to build a god squad, like the best squad possible, don't run anyone who's under 6'5", okay? So yeah, I know some of you guys can afford guys like Ben and Magic, so yeah, that's why I said don't run anyone under 6'3". So if I know there's like a Opal Louis Dampier, don't run that man. Anybody 6'2", don't run that man. Anybody, bro. All right, so we're gonna move into we're gonna do this for each position. We're talking about the heights, okay? So for the shooting guard, I wouldn't run anybody. The minimum height I would run in the shooting guard is 6'4". If somebody's 6'3", I'm not running them there. 6'4" and above, okay? So that's what you want for your shooting guard. You don't want to run anybody under 6'4" because they're going to get abused. It's the same reason. They're going to get abused. So Kobe, I have here, he's 6'6", so I don't have to worry about that. That's like the perfect ideal height for a shooting guard is 6'6". 6'5" is fine. Like I said, 6'4" is the minimum. Some people might say 6'5" is the minimum, but I'm okay with a 6'4" shooting guard. And then, and you might say, oh, why would you run somebody who's 6'4" at the shooting guard, but then not run someone who's 6'5" at the point guard? Well, the reason is because the point guard, people are running the taller point guards. Typically in people's teams, their point guard is probably going to be taller. In the meta, their point guard is probably going to be taller than their shooting guard. That's just how it is for the most part. So you can have a shorter shooting guard than a point guard. That makes sense as long as your shooting guard is a solid card. So like, let's say you have Opal D Wade, he's 6'4", that's fine. You can run him there at the 2. I wouldn't run him at the 1. I wouldn't. So yeah, I would run him at the 2. And you should be good to go, man. You should be good to go. So yeah, 6'4" and above. So at the small forward, you don't want to run anybody who's under 6'7". So if the man is 6'6", don't run him at the small forward. He's too. I feel like he's too undersized. Okay, so that's why I have my Tracy. My Tracy, he's 6'8". So that's why I have him here at the small forward, even though he's a shooting guard. First, you can see he's 6'8" right there. I wouldn't run him. I would run him at the small forward because he's fine. I used to run him at the shooting guard, but it doesn't really matter because he's 6'8". He can play the small forward position. That goes for anybody who's a shooting guard / small forward. If they're 6'8", so why not run him at the small forward if they're taller than who you have at the shooting guard? It doesn't make a difference at all. So don't run anybody who's under 6'7", okay? So I know Kawhi 6'7", DeMar is 6'7", they're okay. Clay is 6'7", they're okay for the small forward. They were 6'6", Kobe, MJ, Vince, those are guys you don't want to run at the small forward. I feel like they're too undersized. This is just my opinion, guys. I mean, you might be able to get away with it if you're good enough, but I'm just trying to give you the best tips possible, okay? So for the power forward position, I wouldn't run anybody who is under 6'8". It really depends. Like, typically I wouldn't want to run anyone who's under 6'9", but you might be able to get away with running somebody who's 6'8" at the power forward if they have great rebounding attributes and badges to make up for their lack of height. So I know there's a new Antoine Jamison that came out. He might be viable to run at the power forward position. If he's getting out rebounded, then just move him to the small forward, because that's what he'll probably be better at. I mean, just because he's okay at the power forward doesn't mean he's ideal for the power forward. Like Antoine Jamison, I'd rather run him at the small forward than the power forward, but if you don't really have a choice, then yeah, run him at the power forward. But for the most part, 6'9", like you want to stay above 6'9". If you have to go below 6'9", then okay, but definitely don't do a 6'7" power forward. I know there's a couple of those. And if you're 6'6", absolutely not, bro. Absolutely not. So yeah, go ahead and run somebody who's at least 6'8", preferably 6'9", though, at the power forward. KG right here, he's 6'11", so that's like the perfect height for a power forward. Perfect. And he's a good card, so you know, definitely want to run somebody who's at like around this height. 6'9" and above is good. So for the center, I wouldn't run anybody who's under 6'11". If he's 6'10", I'm not running them in at the center. Hakeem right here is 7 feet, so yeah, that's basically it, because you're gonna basically, they're just all undersized, right? All these positions, if you run them at a height lower than what I said, then they're kind of just undersized for the position. They can get abused in the post or in the paint or whatever, you know? So you don't want that. So that's why I have Ben here, who's 6'10". DeMar 6'7" for the shooting guard. That's good. KD is a 6'9". What's it called? 6'9" small forward. Dave Cowens is 6'9", and he has great rebounding badges. And then Chris Bosh, he's 6'11", so he just meets the requirement of what I believe is good. But honestly, I would rather have somebody who's taller than Chris Bosh, but because I don't have a center like that really right now, I have David Robinson, but he has steady shooter, so I don't really like that badge. For that reason, I'm running Chris Bosh here at the center. So yeah, and another thing I wanted to talk about was some of the badges. So you guys think just because a player, let's look at KD for example, just because a player like Kevin Durant is a small forward / power forward, that he could be playing he could play the power forward position. That's not necessarily true. There's a lot of players like this in the game. So let's take a look at his rebounding, right? 82 and 86. What is he gonna do, bro? How is he gonna play that? How is he gonna play the post like that? What is this post hook? 74. Post fade is 92. That's okay. Post moves 84. Like, this man is not equipped for the power forward position. Let's look at his badges. Let's look at his rebounding badges specifically. Let's see. He has what? He's got post move lockdown on gold, which is okay. Does he have any rebounding badges whatsoever? I don't see any, unless I missed it. I'm pretty sure he doesn't. And that's why I always say, don't run a guy like KD at the power forward if he doesn't have the badges, the rebounding badges. That's important. He does have rim protector, but just because he has a couple of those big man badges doesn't mean that he should be running that position. I feel like the rebounding is very important in his game, because you don't want to be giving up second chance opportunities. That's not good. So definitely, I would never run this KD at the power forward. Just because he's 6'9", he meets the height requirement that I said, and just because he can play the power forward position based upon his position lock, doesn't mean that he should necessarily, okay? Just like the same thing for this Dave Cowens. Like, he's a center / power forward, but I would never run him at the center because of he's 6'9". So, I mean, it doesn't have to do with his badges, because his badges are great, but he's 6'9", so I wouldn't run him at the center. I'd run him at the power forward. Like, it doesn't make sense for me to run him at the center if I have Chris Bosh, who's taller, you know? So, yeah. That's another thing, right? A lot of people do that. There's tons of players like that. I see it happen all the time with guys like Rudy Gay, like Pink Diamond Rudy Gay, Pink Diamond Paul George, Pink Diamond Iguodala. People think just because their position says something on the card that means that player can play that position. But if we take a look at those cards, like, they're not really equipped for that position. So let's just take a look at Pink Diamond Paul George, because this is a card that was very popular when he came out, and everybody was running him at the power forward for whatever reason. Let's find one without a shoe. And he's 6'9". Okay, so that's okay. That's okay height. That's okay height. He's really 6'9". I thought he was 6'8". Okay, but Let's look. His post fade is only 89. His post hook is 60. His post moves 84. His rebounding 70 and 79. Do you really want somebody who has that bad rebounding to run your power forward? And look at KG. If you're going up against somebody like KG and all the other good Opal big men in this game, these dudes got 98 rebounding, bruh, with shoes on them for the most part. Like, you're not getting any rebounds with Paul George. Best believe that. Let's see. Look at his badges, bro. Does he have any whatsoever? Let's see, man. Any rebounding badges? Let's look for them. They're nowhere to be found. I don't see any. I don't see any here. I don't see any here. So just because he is a power forward by the card doesn't mean he should play that position. So be careful about that. Same thing with Rudy Gay. Let's look at Pink Diamond Jeff Green. I think that's another one. He might be a little bit better for the rebounding, but doesn't mean he's well equipped for it. And this is a good card. I recommend this card to a lot of budget players. Because this is a good card. So he's a power forward. He's 6'9". He can play the small forward though. His post game really isn't the greatest. It's okay, I guess you can say. His rebounding 85 and 85. That's not bad, but when you're comparing him to an Opal big man like most people are gonna have, or even if it's not an Opal but a Pink Diamond actual big man who should be playing the power forward position, he's gonna get outmatched for the most part. 85 and 85 versus 98, 98. And this is not even KG alone. Tim Duncan, I can compare it to Tim Duncan, 98, 98. Dan Issel, 96, 96. And this Dan Issel is not even that great of a card. Bob Pettit, 98, 98. Serge Ibaka, even one of the worst opals in the game, 97, 97. So yeah, there's certain cards like even Larry Johnson. This Larry Johnson, he's a power forward, right? 6'7". This is a perfect example. These are two guys you're looking at right here who should not be playing the power forward position because, well, first off, Larry Johnson is 6'7", so definitely not. But second off, his rebounding is 88 and 91. You don't want that, bro. You don't want that. So let's go back to KG. And let's look at the badges, bro, for Jeff Green. Let's look at the badges. Does he have any rebounding badges? He might have, like, a couple. Yeah, he has Worm. He has Rebound Chaser. Does he have Box, though? Because if he doesn't have Box, he doesn't have Box. And just because he has him on gold, like, you want them to have it on Hall of Fame at this point in the game. We're in June. So you want them to have it on Hall of Fame. I don't see any Box here. Not on Hall of Fame or anything. So Box is probably, I feel like Box is probably the most important rebounding badge, but it's tough really. But he doesn't have Box. If a power forward does not have all three rebounding badges, don't even run them. Especially you prefer them to have it on Hall of Fame. I mean, that doesn't mean don't run him, but don't run him at the power forward. This Jeff Green is a small forward, bro. Don't run him at the power forward, okay? I'm just trying to help you guys out for some of you guys who don't know things like this, because it can actually, affect your gameplay. It can help you. It can be the difference maker between you winning and losing games. So yeah, those are the tips that I have for you guys. I think I'm gonna end it off here. I can't really think of any more off the top of my head. It's mostly just about the positioning that you want to run your players at, just like the heights and like the badges. You want to make sure if you're running a player that's specific position that it has the proper badges to play that position. So those are the mistakes I see commonly when I'm like looking at people's teams and stuff, and I just want to make sure that you guys aren't making those mistakes. So I decided to bring this video for you guys. If it was helpful, make sure to hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, guys. We're on the road to 30K and we're trying to hit that as soon as possible. So if you're not already subscribed, do me a favor and hit that. We stream every day, 5 p.m. Eastern. Unfortunately, no content came out. I mean, technically they did come out with content. They came out with mystery packs on TTO, but they came out with no new packs to buy, to purchase, so we can't really do. We're gonna do an early stream, but because they didn't, obviously we can't. So yeah, that's really it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, I already all said that stuff, but yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.